Hey kids, so the memory verse for today is, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity." 1 Timothy 4:12. You guys tell me what I'm holding in my hand right now. Can you see it? That's right. It is a bag of balloons. I'm going to pull one balloon out of the bag. Let's see, and we're going to examine it. All right, let's see. What color is that? Okay. Is the balloon hard or soft? Okay, last question. Is the balloon big or small? But what happens if I blow up the balloon? Let's see. Will it still be small? Or will it get big? Okay, now what happens if I blow up 5 balloons? I'm not exactly going to do that, but if I blow up 5 balloons, and what happens if I toss them around the room? Then we just made a party. Something really small turned into something really big. One small balloon became a whole party. And we're going to hear a story today about a kid who gave up his lunch and ended up helping to feed over 5,000 people. That's quite a party.
I wonder what I should pack for lunch tomorrow. It's the first day at T-Rex school and I want to have an awesome lunch. Looks like Mom bought me lots of great snacks and I want to have an awesome lunch. And I really love the Stegosaurus snake bites and the Triceratops tacos. Thanks, Mom. I really like the treats that you bought for me.
Oh, you're welcome. Liam, I'm glad that you like them. It's the first day of T-Rex school, Liam. How are you feeling? Are you nervous?
Yeah, a little. I wonder if I will make any friends or if my teacher will even be nice.
That makes sense. I know I would be nervous too, but I know that God can use you in big ways at your school.
What do you mean, Mom? I'm just a little T-Rex, and even when I'm big, I'm still gonna have little arms.
You may be little, but God can still use you in big ways. All of us, big or small, can look for ways to help others. When we do that, we're helping to spread God's love.
I never really thought about that. I thought I just went to school to learn how to roar and do dinosaur stuff.
Yes, learning is important, but there are probably a lot of little dino friends at school who don't know anything about God, and you can show them His love.
How do I do that?
Well, it's things like being kind, talking to someone who looks lonely, using encouraging words, or sharing your prehistoric pretzels at snack time. I think they're in there.
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah.
But Mom, you said those are little things. I thought you said God could use me in big ways at school.
Okay, let me show you what I mean. Okay. There we go. All right.
What are you doing, Mom?
Oh, just writing you a little note to stick in your lunchbox. It says, God can use you to do big things. Do you remember I wrote lunchbox notes for you last year too?
I do remember that. That made me feel really special when you did that. It cheered me up when I had bad days. I remember one time last year I got a bad grade on my tail swinging test, and I was kind of upset. I thought my whole day was ruined. Then I saw the note, and later that day I got a gold star for having the best roar.
Oh, see? I did a small thing and God used it in a big way. You can do that too.
I wonder what big ways God can use me at school this year. Maybe I'll make some new friends, or maybe I'll get to help with some school service project.
That would be those would be really great things.
Mom, I figured it out.
What did you figure out?
How I can help and how I can help and spread God's love at school.
Oh, how are you going to do that?
I'm going to write sticky notes of encouragement just like you. And I know my friends at school have bad days just like I did, and that I can cheer them up.
Yeah, cheering them up with sticky notes. That's awesome. Okay, that's a great idea.
All right, I'm gonna go to bed now. Hey kids, what do you like to pack in your lunch? Remember this particular lunch bag from the skit?
Hey Hillside kids.
Hi.
Have you ever heard of the phrase, big things come in small packages? It means that something small can come from something big. Do you know that the phrase could apply to you? You're smaller than adults, but God can use you in big ways in your school. You probably feel like, well, you're just a kid and that you can't make a difference. But that is not true. You are big enough to speak up, and when you see someone bullying, you are big enough to help clean up a mess in the cafeteria. You are big enough to see that a friend lost their pencil and you give them one of yours.
Yeah.
You are just like the kid in our story today. He thought he was just a kid, just like you, but he did something really big.
Okay, I'm anxious to read this story now.
Yes.
So, Matthew 14, 13 to 21. When Jesus heard what happened to John, he left in a boat. He went to be alone, but the people followed him to the same place he went. When Jesus got out of the boat, he saw a large crowd of people. He felt sorry for them, and he healed the ones who were sick. Late that afternoon, the followers came to Jesus and said, "No one lives here, and it is late. Send the people away so that they can go to the towns and buy food for themselves." Jesus said, "The people don't need to go away. You give them some food to eat." The followers answered, "But we only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish." Jesus told the people to sit down. He took the 5 loaves of bread and the 2 fish. He thanked God for the food. Then he broke the bread into pieces, which he gave to the followers, and they gave the food to the people. Everyone ate until they were full, and when they finished eating, the followers filled 12 baskets with pieces of food that were not eaten. There were about 5,000 men who ate. There were also women and children who ate. That is pretty crazy. So
Wow.
just that little bit of food that the boy gave fed 5,000 men plus women and children.
One of my favorite stories in the Bible. Picture this. You are Jesus, and you have been walking around the countryside preaching and healing people for weeks. You are probably exhausted. You really want to be alone, but you're basically like a celebrity now.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be around you. People follow you around like the paparazzi. A crowd starts to form, and you're tired. But you know these people need you to heal them. So you do for a really long time. So long that it's dinner time and people are hungry. Have you ever heard of the word hangry? Yeah, I get hangry. Then came in the disciples. They're your best buds, your best friends. But you know, sometimes they don't understand what's going on.
I think Jesus got upset with them
Yes,
a lot.
like now.
Really got confused.
They say, we should send away the crowds because they're hungry and there's no food anywhere close by. You tell the disciples to get food for them. But we don't have any food. They whine. That sounds like hangry too.
Yeah.
Enter the hero
Dun,
of
dun,
the
dun, dun.
story.
Okay.
The Bible tells us that a little boy offered his lunch of 5 loaves and 2 fish. And despite his exhaustion, Jesus was amazed and touched that this little boy understood what all the disciples had missed. That nothing was impossible for Jesus. This little boy knew that just offering what he had to Jesus, no matter how small it was, would be enough. We can remember that too. When we feel like all we can do are small things plus Jesus equals big things.
Big things. So,
Big things.
There's so many things that you do each day that have a huge impact that you don't even realize. Small choices set off chain reactions. Just It's kind of like this. If you choose to let your sister have the last of her favorite cereal for breakfast and you have a banana instead, she goes to school happier. That's a fact.
Right.
Then she does better on a test that she has that day. Because she does better on the test, she isn't stressed and she doesn't get in an argument with her best friend and has a great day. All because you made a small choice to let her have her favorite cereal. This works at school too. Maybe you can help a friend pick up some things that they dropped in the hallway, or maybe you pick a kid for kickball that doesn't usually get picked. When you do small things, God can use them in big ways in your school. Even though you're a kid, God can use you in big ways. just like God did in our story today, school is the perfect place to help others and spread God's love, because you are there almost as much as you are home.
Very true.
Yeah, because you spend so much time there, you have a lot of chances to help and spread God's love.
Awesome. So we're going to close with a little prayer. Hillside Kids, let's close our eyes. Dear God, thank you for my school and all the kids that I can tell about you. Please be with us as we begin our new school year, and with our teachers and our friends, Lord. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay.
Okay.
Favorite time.
Favorite time. Questions.
Okay.
Questions.
I'm not sure if I'm ready for this one.
Well, we can do it. Like,
Okay,
do it
let's
together.
see what we get.
Let's
Okay.
do it together.
All right.
So our
you ask a
first-
question. We'll see what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our first question is,
I think I know all
like,
these. Let's see.
who wanted to send the crowds away?
Okay.
It's a hint. It starts with a D.
Yeah. Or the people that were confused sometimes.
Yeah.
The disciples.
Yes.
Yes. The disciples, like the people, the main people that were usually following.
Yeah,
and
like his
listening to
best
Jesus.
buds.
Yeah, his best buds.
Yes. Now, why did they want to send the crowds away?
You said hangry.
Hangry.
Yeah. Well, they didn't. They just thought, well, like we've got 5 pieces of bread and 2 fish, so we're not going to be able to feed everyone. So we might as well just
Like,
let them go so
yeah,
that they can
send
go
them
get
off,
their own food.
Let them go fend for themselves. Also, what did Jesus tell the disciples to do?
I think he said to go get the food that they have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even though it's just little.
A little
Go
bit,
get it. Go
yeah.
get it.
What was the only food that the disciples had?
Right. So they had some bread
Mm-hmm.
and they had some fish.
Some fish.
Yep.
Not too much.
No.
But how many people were fed?
Right. So I know the Bible talks about 5,000, but really it was 5,000 men, but then there were also children and women.
So then,
Okay, so it was like 5,000. Let's say it's 5,000 families.
that's a lot of
That's
people.
a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
So that's how much
Wow.
that little bit of food fed.
Now, how much was left over? Oh, this is a trick. Oh, how much was left over?
Was it 5,000?
I think
It
so.
was,
I think, no,
it was enough to
feed.
put in to fill 11 baskets.
Yes.
I think it was 11 baskets.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are gonna have to check on that one.
Yeah, but there was enough left over to
Yeah.
still feed even more people.
Yes.
That's right. Jesus performed a big miracle by feeding many people. What other miracles do you know that Jesus did? There's a couple of them, isn't there? There's one.
There was one in the story because he was healing people that were sick.
They were
so
sick, yes.
that's a huge miracle.
Yeah.
Remember the one where he told Moses to put his stick out and then he parted the waters?
Parted the waters.
Yeah, and
Does
then
that sound familiar?
They
Yes.
just walked through the sea
Yeah.
on
People
dry
of
land.
Israel
That was pretty
just-
awesome.
That was amazing.
Noah and his ark.
Noah and his ark. That was
pretty cool. Okay.
pretty amazing. Yeah. If Jesus can use 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, he can use you in big ways at school. So, this is a great question for all of us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for you, as you begin your school year,
Okay.
what is one way God can use you at school this week? But I'm thinking even this year coming
Yeah.
up.
Oh, and even if you don't go to school yet,
Or like you're learning from
what's
home.
something you can do
Yeah.
even at your preschool.
Yeah.
What can you do at your preschool even to help someone this week?
That's right.
So that's something you're gonna have to think about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Also want to put in a little note for parents that at the bottom part of the website, we've always got our activity sheet. So it's gonna be a make it stick sheet. There's some coloring sheets there. There's a little thing with the sticky note. Cause remember we were talking about
Yeah.
sticky notes, so there's a little activity there. So have some fun with that. Have a good week.
See ya.
And we are recording. 3, 2, 1. You're supposed to just keep going through it. All right. Pause for a second. I wonder if we were still talking.
Elijah, after I press record, can you wait?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just that part. But you can ad lib and be like, hey, remember this?
I forgot where I was. Where am I?
That's okay.